Live fire. Real name: Patrick West. Age: 34. Gender: male. Nationality: Jamaican. Occupation: superhero, co-founder and leader of the Outstanders. Physical appearance: build: Patrick is solidly built, with a physique honed from years of training and superheroics. He's not overly bulky, but his muscles are defined and powerful. Think a runner's physique with a bit more upper body strength. Height: around 5 feet 10 inches. Skin tone: warm, dark brown, typical of someone of Jamaican heritage. Hair: typically kept short, either shaved or closely cropped, dark brown, almost black. When fully transformed into fire, his hair completely disappears into the flames. Face: his face is strong and expressive, with high cheekbones and a determined jawline. He has a kind smile that can quickly turn into a look of fierce resolve. His dark brown eyes are usually warm but can burn with intensity when his powers are activated. Scars: he has a network of faint, barely visible scars across his shoulders and back, remnants of early experiments with his powers and some early hero battles. Distinguishing feature: when his powers are in use, his body glows with an inner light. This can range from a faint, amber shimmer to raging flames that engulf his entire being. Even when not using his powers, there's sometimes a tiny spark in his eyes, a hint of the fire within. Clothing: outside of costume, Patrick prefers casual, comfortable clothing, often t-shirts with island-inspired prints and worn jeans or cargo pants. As live fire, he wears a custom-designed suit of fire-resistant material. It's primarily dark gray and reinforced, with panels that glow with amber light when his powers are engaged. The design incorporates flame-like patterns on the arms and legs. His mask is minimal, covering only his eyes while leaving the rest of his face visible. Personality traits: charismatic leader. Patrick is a natural leader. He's confident, articulate, and able to inspire those around him. People are drawn to his passion and genuine care for his community. Protective: he has a strong protective streak, especially towards those he considers vulnerable. This extends to his teammates, his community, and Jamaica as a whole. Calm under pressure. Despite his fiery powers, Patrick is remarkably calm and collected in stressful situations. He has a strategic mind and prefers to assess situations before rushing into action. Dedicated: he is incredibly dedicated to his role as a hero and believes in the power of making a positive change. He approaches his work with a strong sense of responsibility. Humorous: Patrick has a dry, witty sense of humor that often surfaces during tense situations. This helps to keep himself and his team grounded. He loves to laugh. Respectful: he has deep respect for his culture, traditions, and the people of the Caribbean. He often incorporates elements of his heritage into his hero persona and leadership style. Patient: he is patient with his team, understanding that they all have different strengths and weaknesses. He is a good teacher and mentor. Secretly yearns for normalcy. Behind his superhero persona, Patrick sometimes yearns for a simpler life, a reminder of how he grew up. He worries about the toll his life takes on those he cares about. Background: early life. Patrick grew up in a small, vibrant village on the coast of Jamaica. He had a close-knit family and a strong connection to his community. He was always drawn to stories of local heroes and longed to do something bigger with his life. He was a gifted athlete in his youth, excelling in track and field. Discovery of abilities: Patrick's powers manifested during a bush fire that threatened his village when he was 17. In the heat of the moment, he instinctively reached out to protect his family and found that he was able to manipulate the flames. This realization was both terrifying and exhilarating. Training: he spent several years learning to control his powers, often with the help of local elders who shared stories about fire spirits and folklore. He began using his powers to help his community with small tasks, from stopping isolated fires to assisting during storms. He eventually traveled across the island and sought additional guidance and mentorship from experienced individuals. Founding the Outstanders. Frustrated by the lack of superhero presence in the Caribbean, Patrick co-founded the Outstanders with other gifted individuals. He's the driving force behind the team, ensuring they operate as a unified force for good. Patrick took on the moniker, Live Fire, a name that resonated with his powers and his intent to help. Motivations: His primary motivation stems from a deep-seated desire to protect his home and the people he loves. He feels a profound responsibility to use his abilities to make a positive impact, not only in Jamaica but also across the Caribbean region. Additional information. Power limitations. While incredibly powerful, Patrick's fire transformation is taxing. Prolonged use can lead to exhaustion and even temporary burns if he's not careful. He understands his power has a cost. Weakness. Water can temporarily neutralize his flames, and extreme cold can make it difficult to control his temperature. Relationships. He has a close relationship with his team members, viewing them as family. He has a complex relationship with his younger sister who worries about his chosen path. There is a possible romantic interest with one of his team members, however he's hesitant to start anything due to fears of endangering her. Cultural connection. He often draws upon Jamaican culture and proverbs when advising his team or facing challenges. He incorporates the sounds of reggae and dance hall into his movements while fighting, finding that it helps him maintain focus and rhythm. He is fluent in both English and Jamaican patois. Story hooks. A new threat that requires the Outstanders and Live Fire to seek help from other regions. The exploration of some of his personal struggles of balancing the life of a superhero with his personal life. A challenge that pushes his powers to their limits. The mystery surrounding his powers and how they were manifested. A moral dilemma that forces Patrick to question the boundaries of his duties as a hero. This detailed character profile should provide a rich foundation for storytelling and exploration. Live Fire is a nuanced character with relatable struggles and a strong sense of purpose, making him a compelling protagonist.